Hey everybody, welcome to Country Girl. My name's Kathy, and as you know, if you follow this channel at all, back in December, we lost our 15-year-old German Shepherd dog. And she was a mix. She wasn't purebred, but her mother was. And we'd had her for 15 years. She was born on right there in that little corner over there. She was born by a stray, and we had no preparation whatsoever when we decided to keep her. We had another dog at the time, but he was in the garage. He was on hospice, basically. He had cancer, and so we were keeping him as comfortable as possible until he passed. And we weren't really prepared for a puppy, but we managed to get through it. And it's been 6 months, almost 7, and we decided that it was time to get another dog. Now, we had a choice as to what kind of dog we wanted. You know, I was starting from scratch. I hadn't had a dog for 6 months, and I was wanting a dog. And I decided I wanted a puppy. I thought I could bond better with it. And I wanted one that I knew the temperament of the parents, so I didn't want to go to the shelter. I know there's a lot of good dogs at the shelter, and in fact, there's one right now in our shelter that's a German Shepherd. That it's a beautiful dog, but it's a full-grown dog, and I wanted a puppy. Yeah, I hadn't bought a puppy for like 50 years, and when I bought and sold puppies, because we raised collies when I was little, all the way up through my college years. And you bred the dog, you raised the puppies, you put an ad in the paper, and people came and they picked up the puppy they wanted and paid you the money. And that was it. They got full rights for the AKC paperwork. None of this pet, is it going to be a pet or you want breeders? There's a different price for both. We had one price, that's what the puppy was, and the puppy was yours to do with whatever you wanted. If you wanted to breed it, you can breed it. If you wanted to get spayed or neutered, you could. If you wanted to leave it as a whole puppy, whole dog, you could. Nowadays, things are so much different. You make it, first of all, you have to find a breeder if you want a good dog. And a lot of the breeders have so many different rules. Even some of the shelters I checked out, you had to have a fenced-in backyard. They didn't care if it was a farm and you could have 120 acres for the dog to run on. It had to have a fenced-in backyard. So that left a lot of the shelters out, because I'm not going to fence in a backyard when I have 120 acres for him to run on. And to me, training is the main thing. You train a dog to stay off the road, you're fine. You have to have good recall, and you have to have a dog that you work with and train. And they didn't want invisible fences either, because I do have an invisible fence that I bought, so in case we go anywhere, somebody's house or something, the dog has to go out, we could put the invisible fence around, and it would stay within that area. You could adjust it to however big you wanted. And we had an in-ground fence here for shoes. Did not like it. She seemed like she was more agitated when she had the fence, and then she learned how to get out of the fence by walking back and forth, just enough to get the collar to vibrate. And then when it quit vibrating and she could walk back and forth, she knew that the battery is dead and she would go off on her own. So a German Shepherd is very, very smart, and she learned that very quickly. So I'm not even going to bother with an underground fence this time. It's going to be training and watching her closely until she learns, going out with a leash until she learns, and then hopefully we can just leave her go out whenever she wants, and she'll stay close to us. Now, there are a few things I'm going to do different than what I did with shoes. Shoes, we had the crate in the front room, and we had the front room blocked off with baby gates when she was little, and that was the area that she had. Well, the front room's carpeted, And she was a very smart dog. She only made one mistake as a puppy before she was housebroken. Of course, as she got older and got paralyzed, we had more accidents than what I would like to ever think of. So we decided we did not want this puppy in the front room, mainly because the old carpet's still there, and although I've shampooed it numbers of times, I'm sure there's still odor that we don't detect, but that the puppy will be able to detect, and they will urinate and deposit their business in a place that they know someone has used in the past. So I don't want her in the front room until she's completely housebroken, or until we get the front room carpet replaced, and we're going to replace it with hardwood. But things have come up. Mainly it's been hard to find the type of flooring, because I want to try to get the same type of flooring, and it was a piano key wood style, and they're hard to find. But we had some other things. We got our youngest son moved back in, so we had to remodel the upstairs a little bit. So the front room carpet has gotten put a little bit lower in the priorities. We had some problems in the apartment that we had to take care of. And then of course there's the greenhouses and stuff. It's just that time of year when we're really busy and don't have time to do the front room. So my next thing was where to put the dog, and where to put it, and what to use as a crate, because all my crates are being used by my cats. And the reason the cats are in mainly at night is because of the coyotes. We lost one of our cats about 2 years ago to a coyote. And ever since then, the cats have spent the nights inside. And they spend the nights inside, they've spent most of the days inside since November. That's, first we had the bird flu come through, and they said it could be transmitted to cats. So they stayed up and weren't allowed to go outside, with it not being in. And when the sandhill cranes were here, I kept them inside. And then they came up with this bobcat fever, so I kept them inside then, and I said, enough of that. We're going to have to get them outside. So I went and I bought the catico, the outside catico, the large one, and I put them in that on days when it's not, if it's 90 degrees or more, they stay in the garage because the garage is cooler. And if it's a thunderstorm, they stay in the garage because only half of the calico is covered, and if the rain comes in at slant, they're going to get soaked. So they stay in during that time, and right now they're inside, not because of the weather and not because of the heat, but because someone dumped those 2 little kittens, and I want at least 14 days to go by, if we have to keep these kittens that long, before I put the cats out into the catico, just to make sure that the kittens are healthy. They look healthy. They're eating, they're drinking, they're very friendly. Their eyes are clear. They don't have any discharges out of their nose. Their ears are clear. They're just skinny little kittens that would need a home. And I've tried asking my neighbors if they need any barn cats. No one needs any barn cats right now. And so we're trying to figure out what to do with them, because I've got 10. I cannot put any more than 10 in that catico. It just won't hold that anymore. So we're trying to decide what to do with the kittens. In the meantime, I had to decide on what to do about the puppy, crate-wise, because I have all the cats in a crate, and I got one small crate that is my quarantine hospital crate, is what I call it. It's whenever cat's not feeling well, or I'll put it into that crate and put it in a separate area until I get, well again. So I didn't want to use that crate for a puppy. So I end up buying a new crate. So I got this crate for it, which is a wonderful crate. It didn't really cost that much more than what the original other crates were, but I like it because it's got a divider in it. It's on wheels, so I can move it around. Both sides open, So you can have this side, you have the divider. The divider, you open here and you just slide it out, and then she can have the whole crate. It's got the floor, and then it's got a tray underneath of it, so if she does make any accidents or she spills her water, she's not going to have to lay in it. It's going to go into that tray below, and I can just pull the tray out and clean it. It comes with bows, and it comes with the things to attach them to the top opens. All you have to do is there's a little hook there. You unhook it, and the top's completely open, so you can get into the dog this way if you have to. And we got the top for it, so that I can put stuff on top of it and use it as a table, which is very helpful because all this stuff was on the floor in that same area. So it's still in here, and it's still functional. I mean, this is stuff that we use every day. The dog food will go inside, but we use the cooler. It's got a radio on it. This is for our newspapers. These are for gloves that need to be washed. So we're doing a lot of things differently. And one of the things with a puppy is that they need to have a short-term confinement area and a long-term confinement area. Now, when we had shoes, her long-time confinement area was the whole front room. And with the puppy, it's going to be the enclosed porch. So first thing I have to do before I bring the puppy home, and I was expecting to bring it home on Tuesday, and I got a text Sunday night saying Saturday. So this Saturday is when we bring the puppy home, which means I have to get busy and get this enclosed porch puppy proof. Now, the reason we decided to do it in the enclosed porch is because it's got a cement floor, which should be easier to clean up any messes that it does make. And there's not that much in here, really. I took up the rugs, I took up the doormats, put those out of the way because I don't want anything for her to chew on. And all the cords are back behind something so she can't get to them. Those that do not need to be plugged in will be unplugged and just plugged in as we need them. Like for the TV, I can unplug it, and then when we want to come out here and watch TV to spend some time with her, all I have to do is plug it in. No big deal. At least there won't be any electricity running. The freezer will have to stay, but its plug is behind it, so I just have to make sure she can't get behind the freezer. So that's the only thing there. The rest of the stuff I can easily unplug and just put out the plugs out of the way. My favorite chairs will have to be put into storage because I do not want her chewing these. These are my mom's chairs. They mean a lot to me, so I will probably put them over on the side porch and move the chairs that are on the side porch, which are metal, move them into here. And I took up the rug that was underneath between the two chairs here. So I've got that all taken care of. I'm still cleaning. My hanging chair can stay because it's enough space that the puppy, hopefully I can make it higher up so I can push it out of the way. And I'm sure we can teach it very quickly not to chew on things. I have confidence. The curtains I can fold up and keep out of the way, so they're, we'll be out here watching her most of the time when she's here on long-term confinement. I'll be able to keep an eye on her. I've got the Ring camera that I'll have on her also, so kind of a baby camera like to watch her. So we'll be able to train her quickly, hopefully. German Shepherds are smart. I still have some stuff to take in and clean up. I need to take my mosaic stuff and put it into the garage because those pieces are very, very small and I don't want her getting a hold of them. But there's a lot of things that you need, and this puppy's going to have more than what Shoes ever had to begin with because she's got all Shoes stuff. I went through all of her toys and separated the ones that were good, the ones that Shoes had chewed up completely. I threw those away. And I have bought a lot of stuff for this puppy. Bought the new crate. And then I also bought this indoor potty. So that way, one of the things that we had problems with before with shoes was that Bill never did say anything about it, but I'm sure he wasn't happy when I would look at the clock and say, it's been 10 hours, we've got to get home, you know. So this way, I'm going to teach her to use this indoor potty for days that we have to go somewhere and she has to be out here by herself. And also for if it's really raining, pouring down, lightning and thundering, and I don't want to go out in the thunderstorm, I can bring her in here for this. And same thing with deep snow. You know, instead of having to shovel a path, I can just have her come in here and do her business on the indoor potty. But that's not the only thing I bought for this pup. I have been buying quite a bit of new stuff. I have a adjustable pet bows. Now this is for feeding and for watering, and it's spill proof. It's got a thing for make the water so that they won't spill the water everywhere. So we got that. We got a whole bunch here. My Oda middle son bought her a splash mat to play in when she gets her shots and can go outside and play. He also got her this toss thing to toss balls. He's gotten her a lot of stuff. He got her this travel mug. So when we start socializing her, we can put her food and her water in there and take her places. He has an iPhone, so he bought a collar that will allow an air tag to be put in. He said he'll get an air tag later. He also got her a chew bone. He got her a ball that you can put treats in. And he got her this one that you can put treats in. Now I got her some puppy chews because puppies love to chew, and when she first gets here, it's like pet her a little bit and then put her in here for a little bit, let her calm down, let her settle down, kind of let her compress. Just let her relax a little without a whole bunch of people around her. I also got her another toy that I can stuff. What I'm going to do with these, I'm going to stuff them and I'm going to freeze them. And I'm going to give her one of these when she comes home after we've pet her for a while and taken care of her. And that way she can have just some time to settle and get used to everything without everybody bombarding her. I have a Samsung, whatever. I have an Android phone, so I had to get this type of, I got a Galaxy phone. I had to get these type of tracking devices, and I had to get a case for them to put on her collar, so we can track her in case she does get away. And I also have a ring pet tag that I will program for her, and that way if she gets lost, they'll be able to scan it. Anybody can scan it. They do not have to have the ring application to scan it, and they'll come up with the dog's name, where it's from, the address, the phone number, and any information I want to put on it. If I want to put that information on it from what I've read, I can put all that information on it so that they will have everything on it at one point and be able to get her back with us. I also bought a brand new 10x10 kennel with a cover for outside. And that's in case we have to be gone for a longer period of time and it's beautiful weather and she can be outside, and we can have somebody come and feed her. It's got a little gate that you can just open up and put the food in and shut it without opening the whole thing. So anybody could come and feed her if we give them the key to the the feeding gate. And we can lock it up so no one can get inside without a key. So, and it's got a cover on it so she can't jump over. We have the big kennel out back, which I'm using for chickens. We don't use it for dogs because, first of all, they would go to the corner and they would climb out. It just, or someone would start dig themselves out. So we're hoping that we don't have a digger on our hands and she doesn't try to dig out. If not, I'll have to put blocks, pavers around the outside and to keep that from happening. So I'm not too worried about that. We had to do that with the catty coat because the cat's dug out the gravel. So we know that there might be some things that we have to do yet, but we're getting ready for the puppy. I got the food. I asked the breeder what he fed, and he said the Purina 1 large breed puppy food. So that's what I got. And we got a small bag to make sure she eats it, because sometimes they don't want to eat the same food that they were on. And he might have changed brands since he talked to us. I don't know. Anyway, we got a small bag. We'll see how it works. And like I said, I'm going to fill up the treats. I'll do those. She's supposed to be here Saturday, so I'll probably do those Friday and put them in the freezer and freeze them and get them ready for. I want to have one for rotate them. I got between hers and between Shoes' old ones. Now, Shoes' old ones I did wash in soap and water. If you're using old toys, they recommend that you do wash them in soap and water and leave them air dry. If the animal, if you don't know about the animal, if you buy them used or something and you don't know what the animal died of or what, diseases that they could have had, then they recommend that you either soak them in vinegar for 15 minutes or you soak them in a bleach water solution for a minute. Since we knew that Shoes was okay, she just was old, we just decided just to wash them in hot soapy water and leave them air dry. And then I've got her other stuff, her leashes and her pee pads. I've got all those. With this indoor potty, it has a tray completely up. It has a tray on the bottom. It has that rubber mat, and then it has grass type on top. And it's got 3 different grass tops, so you can take them out and wash them. You can wash them or just running a hose on them, and then bring them back in. So it's got 3, so one can dry while the other one's being used. And I can put the pee mats in the tray and then put that on top of it, and that will help absorb it even more. So we got plenty of stuff to do here. I just gotta finish cleaning up this room. I gotta clean that corner over there, make sure that all that stuff's out of the way so she can't get into it. And same thing with down here. I got this yet to do. And exchange these chairs out. And we don't have the kennel put up yet. It's not going to be needed until she has her complete shots anyway, and she gets a little bit bigger, because I don't want her out there. I want her trained a little bit first before I put her out there. So we've got a good 3 months, I think, or at least another 2 months before she will be using an outdoor kennel for any period of time. And we don't plan on going on any overnight trips or anything that she would have to be, someone would have to come and feed her. So there's no big hurry to get that done. So we're looking forward to a puppy. And her name is Valkyrie. And I'm not for sure if that's the name I'm going to keep. I think it is. Call her Val for short, maybe. Or Valerie. Or Valerie. I don't know. We'll see what her personality is when she gets here. So, stay tuned. And next week, hopefully, I'll be introducing you to a little German Shepherd female puppy. So, like, share, subscribe. Dream big. Follow that dream. And God bless everybody. Bye.